has been great, and this is the one-hour show that never leaves you the same way. So we're here to bring you excitement, information, entertainment, and all you could ever think. And I'm not alone in the studio today. I have my ever-present co-host, Dorcas Aditoro. Dorcas, how are you doing today?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm fine. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your week been?
Fine.
Yes, how's it
It's
ever
only my
been?
turn to talk.
How's your week been? Any boss bros?
The week was it's not was, we're still in the week.
Yeah, today is right. TGI.
Hopefully the week rounds up in a very exciting way. But it's life. I mean, we move always.
Yeah, so we move.
Yeah.
So, I have our host.
Privilege.
She has been a host. Well, her name is already on the show, Bosede Olusola-Obasa. But once again, she's our guest, even though she's going to fight the guest part. But I also have in the studio with me Mrs. Bosede.
I thought you were going to add more adjectives.
The
Can
ever
you not
delightful,
see? Can you not see
the radiant looking with the red glasses
The
on.
glow is on point.
Thank you. It's Friday. I'm just feeling like, oh, I'm there. Yes.
Hot take.
It's a feeling, it's not a reality.
So how's your week been? Man?
Yeah, been good week. Thank God. I'm always grateful for life. Grateful for every privilege.
Yes, it's not by strength, it's not by power that we're alive. So always be grateful for life, because as we always say, several people went to bed last night but they didn't wake up. But here we are alive, we're grateful, and thank God.
Let me say, we thank the Lord.
Yes,
We went to
thank
bed.
the Lord. Okay, so for like some weeks now, even though we went on a 2-week break, we've been having Mrs. Bosede Olusola-Obasa, the ever delightful. Can't you see how radiant she is?
Very delightful.
Like, you should actually see her
Physically
shoes as well.
delightful.
She's all glowing this morning.
When God
Okay,
will
this
catch the
afternoon.
camera cannot see this shoe.
Yeah.
You ask for one.
we can zoom in on the shoes
No.
after.
They will follow you on your personal handle so that they will see before you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, it's the 7th month in the year
Yeah.
2022. And I looked at the date. Today is 15, so we're like
Yes.
practically half
Half.
of this month. So it's still a good time to be grateful for life. Like on Sunday, my pastor was like, "You say things are not working, yet you're alive. Yeah, come and pay for that bread that you're alive." And everybody
Can't
was
pay.
like,
You
okay.
can't pay.
Yeah, so we've been having Mrs. Bosede Olusola-Obasa share her memoirs with us. So she has given us like 2 weeks.
Yeah, two.
2 weeks. So this is part 3. No wonder she said we should not call it part. So
It's a series.
yeah. So, but just before you walked in, we had discussed character lens like we
Okay.
usually do on the show. So I don't know if you've heard about the Baba Ijesha story, if you've been following it.
Yes.
So
I heard.
yeah,
And I think 16 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
16
all.
years jail term. Then I was surprised that the person who took him to court, he said she was crying.
So was it that she was hoping it to be that that
It's
long?
that heavy.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we discussed it earlier and we had several.
Maybe she was just being human. I don't know. But there's a way some things will happen to some people and you say it serves you right.
Right, yes.
Actually, because it's the whole story. He said, according to the story, they said he had been doing it since the girl was 7. That was what I heard.
7, 8.
Yeah,
7,
that
8.
was.
Wow.
You know that people who are pedophiles, their trade secrets, the core of it is secrecy.
Yeah.
Once they can frighten or threaten the victim
Yeah.
not to say a thing to anybody,
That was
it
that
will
was the same
continue for
angle
as
they
long
took
as
they took it from.
yes, to continue for as long as possible. But thankfully, this one came out at when the girl was already a teenager.
Yeah. Because what we were discussing before the show began was, is it easy for you to come out having been molested and say that, oh, I was molested by this person? And everybody that gave their contributions were like, it's not easy.
It's not easy because of the society.
Exactly,
Yes.
that was what I said.
It's the society.
Because some people, I've heard a woman that came out after like 40 years.
Stigmatization is what people fear.
So
here we stigmatize about almost everything.
Exactly.
If your car is a 2K car that smokes, they stigmatize you. Everything. They'll just stamp it on you as if events actually make human lives. Anyway, your life is an experience, it's an adventure. It's unfolding. There can be several events. Events come and they go. They just add to your experience, but they don't define you. So when you call somebody by the name of their car, or you victimize, you stigmatize someone for coming out, so smoking it too. So I must give kudos to those who have been at the forefront of advocacy, break the silence. Started many years ago. It's beginning to bring fruits.
Yes.
People are more comfortable talking about this happened, even though hardly are there people who are still as confident.
It's not that easy because
I always say if you talk, I will kill you.
Because most times it's always done by an elder person, someone that's older than you. It's rare that it comes as a younger person. So the person comes and says, oh,
Kill you.
I'll kidnap you or something like that. So,
there was another one that I had. Something happened yesterday. I think it's in the line of all these issues. I learned I was listening to news on the radio about afternoon yesterday, and they talked about 500 women in the US suing one of the car operators. I don't want to mention the exact name now, even though it's in the news. How that they pick passengers and they molest their female passengers.
why
This is how it happens. The moment I heard it, I was like, me that I was just getting comfortable with using all these higher, like, the moment I got to yesterday, I started educating my children already. Yes.
Wow.
Already. That guys, see what I hear. So they said they would take them away to an unknown destination. And how?
this
So I hear it's very rampant, very, very. So those 500, do you know what 500 is? And I'm sure those are the ones speaking up.
Yeah, sure.
This culture of silence too now.
There are several angles.
We should watch our backs here in Nigeria. That's just the point.
I think Monday, Tuesday was public holiday in Nigeria, and I was on Twitter. That's how I just saw one tweet, and she said, she had just finished secondary school then, and her boyfriend was in Bosede, so she was not allowed out of the house. So she said the best thing.
Where was she living? Lagos.
Wow. So she said the best thing she could come up with was she just left the house. She put up her phone.
This of missing child.
Yeah. So she went to spend the night with the guy. And she said she knew that if she goes back home, for them they will do it. So she said around 1 a.m. They now used an unknown number to call her mom that the child had been kidnapped. So she was the one that came up with everything.
Are you serious now?
And,
Oh my goodness, why now?
she came up with it and she was like, tell them I've been kidnapped. If you want to see your child. So everything was real. Like, so she said early in the morning she left the house around 7.
They are fighting.
Thank God they did kidnap her. I just think we were laughing. I was just like, so she said when she was like some kilometers away from her house, she just got down from the bike. She looked for where was money, small brother and her. She thought it was part of her.
She needs to start writing script.
She went home and she said, see her mommy jumping for joy. I said on Sunday they went to give testimony.
Oh my goodness. That is
So then she had to narrate it. And I'm like, that means you must stick to one story. Because you cannot come up with, oh, they kidnapped me at Agege. They kidnapped me. So you must stick, because it's not,
Terrible.
it didn't happen. It's a made up story. So we are looking at this side of the story and we have
It's all down to deception. They're not considering.
And she was laughing about it
humans.
on Twitter.
Well, we will not be there when she will be reaping the reward.
Exactly.
Of what she, I mean, things like that never go unrewarded.
Yeah,
Whether it's now positive reward or negative,
No, it was negative.
she'll be the one to talk about it.
It was
We'll be there.
negative. Let's hope, like Doctor said, to make it up.
Amen. No,
The fact that she went on the altar to
I'm still shocked.
Okay, so let's
Mind
get
your
to
character.
yeah. So that's so much for
Actually.
character lens. So we are moving on to the main part of the show, and we have the quote lady. I'll go back to my co-host. Notice, can you give us the quote for today's show?
So I'm not good.
You've always been the
I've
quote
been
lady.
since radio.
You'll be the quote lady.
Maybe we'll do an emblem, a quote lady. She'll stick it to her
Exactly.
dress. So that she'll know
You'll be
very
fine
well.
with it.
Okay, so the quote lady is here with one quote for you this afternoon. And this quote is by Henry Ford, and it says that obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Focus.
So let me quickly dwell on that and jump to Ms. Obasa.
Okay.
Ms. Obasa, so you're sharing
Yeah.
your memoirs with us.
Yeah.
So you're 14 years in Punch. What were the obstacles that
Exactly.
you faced? So did you ever take your eye off
the
the
goal.
goal? And then see obstacles on the way?
Okay. I guess I'm free to answer with the story I actually had.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this particular first story, I'm hoping I can do two before the show is over. This particular one had to do with investigating a story at the Lagos abattoir. There's a major abattoir.
Now, why were they giving you investigators? First you went to
Yes.
Law
That's
school.
what makes
Very dangerous, risky,
Ah.
and
I wasn't the only one.
I just imagine like all the people are looking for you now.
Look, I wasn't the only one doing those kind of stories.
Okay.
It was supposed to be I mean, it's supposed to be the regular.
Yeah.
I worked for Saturday Punch at that point. In Saturday Punch, we don't celebrate stories that are just running, like something happened on PDP, something happened on APC. Those are not our main. We report events happening, but our main are well investigated, well researched stories and interviews. That's what people go to look for in Saturday.
Actually, that's what I used to do.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we have to go all out for it, getting it ready ahead of when we might need to publish it. So this particular one, we got a tip off that we might have been eating dead cows.
God forbid.
that we all might have been eating dead cows one way or the other in the city. And I was asked to go do this story. You know, dead cow, let me explain what I meant, because of course every cow must die before you eat it.
Exactly.
But in this case,
Every cow
a
must
cow,
be killed.
okay,
Cute. Oh yes.
When it's killed, the cow,
Eh,
guys.
exactly.
okay. So here is what the story is. I got to hear that these cows, because of stress, they bring them in from a very long journey, and many of them arrive dead on arrival. Yes, and that the moment they notice that it's just happening fresh, they'll quickly put them on. There's this very big trolley that can take a cow. They put them on the trolley and wheel them straight to the slab, the slaughter slab, where they quickly do the thing and it goes to the city for you and I to eat.
Wow.
So that was
And you will not know when you see it in the market.
I will-
There's nothing like this cow is dead.
so I was asked to do the story. Remember that from the previous stories I told you, you couldn't just go to them and be asking them that,
Yes.
is it true that you people, you just say,
Mo.
God forbid, who told you that? They might even slap you. I had to investigate. So I for like 2 days or thereabouts, I would have planned it very well, look like one of them. You couldn't wear suits on those days.
Now,
You had
the
to.
day you went to the abattoir, I want to know what you want. Like when you went to law school, you wore white
Exactly.
and brown.
Yes.
So
No,
this
you
time,
have to
what
look
you-
like
You
a
wear an
market.
apron.
No, you have to look like a proper market. I disguised like someone who came to buy
Right.
meat. Yes. So I was like,
need to fix some of these
so I
guys.
disguised like I came to buy meat. So with that, I was free to sit among people, hear them talk, go to places and all. So for a whole day, I got to the abattoir very early this particular day. Went from where the cows arrived, saw how they are arriving, really actually saw the distressed ones. I saw the ones on the stretcher, so to speak. On the stretcher, so to speak. I didn't talk to any of the guys that brought them. I had, for some of the parts of the story, you had to observe. For some other part, you had to converse. So you just be talking, all these, that's wayo, or you just get someone talking. I'm not, naturally, I am not the type that will go to somewhere and now be chatting up somebody I've never met. But I had to do it for the job. So I'll just begin a conversation with someone and try to know how the things work, and then people will loosen up because you look like one of them. You could have very well been a market woman, or you are waiting for your own cow or something. So we'll just gist, and then you hear all the raw facts from them saying things like, what thing we go do? They're not fit just go through and like that. As long as never till we die, So like that. So I got that part of it. Next thing was to go to the slab itself. Now that was the most dangerous part of what I did. That was the most dangerous
Before
part.
they put you on the slab.
I was in between.
God forbid.
Leave Tony now. So I was in the midst of knife welding guys.
Very sharp knife.
And it's a very wide space. The issue is not that I am there. The issue is that they would have noticed that you've been there for a while. And because I needed to see, and guess the other very dangerous thing I did. I wanted to snap. And I actually did snap. Yes. I still have the pictures. I still have the pictures on my laptop till as we speak. Taken right there. I had to carefully, I learned from my journalism days how to take pictures without anybody noticing. But with phones, you have to playfully act like. I got the pictures of the what do you call it? The cow on the stretcher. I have them. I have the pictures of the slab. I had pictures of a lot of things. So I had to do all of that. It took a long time. I guess I had to go there twice before I could get everything I wanted.
Was it back to back, like Saturday?
I can't even remember now. But I know it was a weekend I had to go there. So the place I thought was most dangerous was right there. In my mind, I was telling myself, I hope no one has noticed that I've been hanging around for too long.
Did you wear face cap?
No, it was a face cap. No, I didn't. Face cap will make you not look like a market woman now. You have to look thoroughly market. You have to look thoroughly market woman. So I went from one angle of the slab to the other and will look, snap, do all of that. So it was like trailing. If it was these days of videos, I probably would have videoed the
from the wheeling
to there and how it gets. And another thing I found out while I was doing the story, it wasn't part of what I went to see, was how they were ripping open pregnant cows and taking their babies out to sell to rich men who kept dogs. It's quite expensive. So they'll rip, and it's against, I think, one of the laws in, what's that? Those people that talk about animals, their protection and everything.
Wow.
But it was part of the story I found. But there are many times that you'd have gone out for just one thing. You now see a lot other things.
Yeah.
Because I also saw the part that they had a fully automated line where cows should be killed. But out of tradition and maybe a little of religion, that place is there, because eventually there was a time when I had to speak to the person managing. When I was done with all my market, I think it was the second day, and I now dressed like a journalist. Went to where the automated slaughter facility was. I have the pictures of those. You'll be amazed at the investments.
They were not using.
They were not using it. They'd rather come and pray over the knife or pray over the life of the, and then so not to make everything look too scattered.
They believe in that one more.
I eventually was able to establish the story that yes, it does happen. And as part of doing the story, you had to speak with a health and animal protection person, expert. You have to speak with a health, animal care, medical person, veterinary, doctor, and like that. And then some association. There were many sides to the story, but some of those other ones could be done over the phone. You just needed the right contact, and they will speak with you. But the one that required you to be sure, I needed evidence, pictures. If you go online now, you will see the story I'm talking about. So these are not stories that, oh, where is it? You see the story I'm talking about right there. And so yes, it was risky, it was adventurous. Every time I had to do those kind of stories, and I'm in the midst of that moment when I know things could turn.
Why did you tell Mr. Obasa when you're doing that?
I don't think, interestingly, I don't think I used to tell you. I don't remember you telling him that be praying, as I go. I can't even remember. Now, every journalist who knows what this job is understands that it's just a call of duty. It's nothing. It's nothing. I have not had to tell him anything, honest. I don't remember me saying, be praying, as I go in case. No, I don't remember that. So, the one or two lessons from there is the call of duty or your duty-mindedness can help you. Like that quote that Doka just gave us, that when you put your eyes off the goal and you put them on the obstacles, you miss it. You miss it. So, do I continue? Am I a very courageous person? Maybe not. Do I have the necessity of my profession and what I owe? Let me tell you what pushes me to do these stories. The people that are supposed to benefit at the end of the day, the readers. In that case of the meat, the Lagosians who needed to know how healthy the meats they have been served from the abattoir.
Was it, or is it, I don't know if you say it, was it a central place? Like that's the main place.
That's the main place. It's main in the entire. There are several abattoirs, but that particular one is very popular.
I think I know.
It's central. It's popular. It's everybody who does. Particularly if you buy meat in large quantity, even for household use, you will know that place. There is no use. You will know it. So that's how it is.
Because maybe it was after then that they brought this eco meat van. Because there was a story I read.
The meat vans were already in the system. This was 2012 or 13 we're talking about. So the meat vans were already there. There were even stories about the meat van itself. I don't want to go into that one.
Because I remember reading one. I believe, like you said, is when we put them in the spotlight, they now take action.
Yes.
Because then you just see
this one caused. I've not come to the point of the katakata that this story caused. This was another story that after I did it, I off my phone on Saturday morning. I can't face the heat. See, when I'm doing this story, I go with, like I shut my mind against power. I open my mind to people. Yes. That's what pushes me. I shut my mind, not that I'm against power, but I shut my mind to power. Like we must speak truth to power kind of attitude. So I shut my mind to power. I know they exist. But I put my mind on people. So on people, I draw strength to go on in spite of all odds. That okay, this is worth doing. Everybody needs to know this. at least you need to be careful. So one of the things I also got to find out while I was on that story is the injectables that these cows have to take to help them survive.
How some people will still eat cow.
To help them survive the routine. It's very stressful. It's very stressful. Coming from most times the northern part of the country into several other parts. So we're talking about Lagos in particular. So the doctors told us about what they have to inject them with and how dangerous too much of that content in human body can be.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, the cows.
Can we go to the ocean and go with cows?
So a lot. So that's what journalism is. I totally enjoyed my time being a journalist, from being a business reporter to being a Saturday Punch person. I wasn't one of, well, now let me do a caveat again. You know, I always do this. I wasn't one of the smartest in the newsroom, maybe not one of the loudest, but I believe that whatever
Can I add one?
Yes.
Maybe not one of the tallest.
Okay, don't worry. I have your own credit.
Oh,
Trust me to always serve it back.
Oh my goodness.
Shey, na one
I
one
will
be that.
be here to witness it.
No, 1-0. Maybe let me call it 1-0. Go less. Don't worry. Don't worry. You can never tell, no. When to call, just make sure you wear your protective. How they call that? Protective.
My full body armor.
Okay.
Collect it with your full chest.
So as I was saying before Toby interrupted you.
Yes.
Which we all laughed about.
We will surely laugh about your own too. Don't worry.
I didn't throw shade.
No,
No.
at all. It landed well. It landed on a sofa ground.
Don't worry. Some are so good.
Anyway, so what are the lessons?
Yeah. Because like these are the parting shots.
Yes, the lessons. I actually thought I'd be able to tell the next story today, but there's no time. The lessons, number one, you can draw plenty of courage from being purposeful about any job that you are doing. Some jobs are risky. The risk comes with the job. So when you sign up, it's like being a military man.
That's what I was going to.
I don't want you to face any risk.
Like
No.
I saw a skit this week as well. They sent the guy to Maiduguri. My mom wanted to say it's not good.
You cannot say no.
Yeah.
So there are some jobs like that. Journalism is a very interesting and very useful job. I thoroughly enjoyed, and I think it's still part of what pushes me to do some of the things I do, even on this side of training and advocacy and all.
Like Mr. Obasa snapped somebody's plate number this morning. This afternoon now.
Wow.
So
It's part of our journalism.
yes, there must always be evidence. You can't just come and tell. Nobody would trust any story that has no evidence. So you must always, getting evidence can be like you're putting your life on the line.
And that's what
Anybody can write any story that says someone said is the easiest of stories to write. Anybody coming from journalism school can do that. You just need to know your 5 W's and H, the way we say it.
yeah.
But if you want to publish stories with evidence that can create change, then you sometimes have to be like you're going with your heart right there in your mouth. Then talking about speaking truth to power and upholding, because journalism actually says that you're holding leaders or government accountable to the people as a fourth estate of the realms. That's what you're signed up to as a journalist.
That was like the motto.
Yes, and you're supposed to be accurate, you're supposed to be accountable, you're supposed to be trustworthy, and you're supposed to be put everything straight. Now that doesn't mean that every journalist does that, but I'm grateful again that the platform I worked with encouraged us to put things out there as truthfully as it can be, and it was one platform that honored the reading public more. And so did I have backlashes from those who thought it's a lie, it's a lie. Now most of the time they can't say it's a lie for too long, because they would have seen that you spoke with this person who's supposed to represent them spoke with that person, spoke with that person. The only thing they are shocked about is they didn't know you had that daunting evidence. So by the time you add that to it, they never saw it coming. But what's the good news? They will always want to quickly do a make good.
Monday morning they kicked into us.
They quickly want to do a make good that can help the public. And for you as a journalist and your media house, you just feel like, oh, thank God. But whether it will perpetuate, whether it will last, is what you don't know. I sit here today, I don't know if that situation is still.
Let's hope there are no dead cows that are still.
Amen.
So, and let's pray that we all continue to be safe. Trust is at the heart of everything. We are trusting those at the aperture that they are not giving us things that will run us down.
Yes, sir.
Trust. As we invest trust, may our trust not be misplaced.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen. So it has turned to a prayer.
So that Dorothy.
Because I remember this.
So how did you find the story, today's story?
Scary.
Sorry.
For me, it has been insightful, but not everybody knows about this side. Because, for instance, if let's say you eat out a lot, where do you know that they kill you? What do you know? How many of the injectables that they injected into the cows do you know about? So it's
and eating out is our thing.
yes.
Yes.
In this, particularly the older the centuries become,
In this
Yes.
this
and the
side,
busier we become.
yeah. Yes. Because I remember like some years ago, I think maybe 2014 there, but we had 2 chickens for Christmas, and one died before I think 24/25. And they said
Dad was about to die.
no, died.
Oh no.
Like woke up in the morning and,
Oh.
Died of Christmas.
and we actually had to throw it away. Because nobody could see what actually killed it. So,
Exactly.
so that was the whole feel to it. So now I'm thinking that the whole cow that if we could throw a chicken
It's
away,
usually assumed that they died out of stress and could have been anything
it could have
else.
been anything now. All the bird flu.
Same thing like cow food.
They have their own disease.
Every animal has its own.
Wow, it has been an exciting time on the show. Doka said the story left her fearful.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant it was scary.
It was scary.
Scary,
so you're not
especially the
scared.
part where she said that she had to enter inside the place to
Anyway, using knife.
everything. is in
All
my
kinds
head.
of knives, all kinds plus axe.
I know those knife is one, so it just goes far.
Those people are
There's no
experts.
They are just there, are hearing bra, yeah,
Oh,
bra.
God.
They're just something like, Madam, what are you they do here, sir? Jesus.
Were you not scared at any of those points?
I always, each time I'm in the middle of
Hey.
anything like that, I just had to continue being afraid. I had to get back to the office with the story.
And what was your address, Sarah?
Jesus, you don't pray for us, anoint yourself. That's how they go ahead. So that's the person I always talk to before I leave home. I mean, I couldn't be scaring my husband by saying,
yes.
"We pray," he would just say, "Go and resign and come back home for me." What's this one?
Okay, so it has been an exciting time on the show.
Yeah.
Mrs. Osa has shared from her so many years.
I hope it was useful.
Yes.
Particularly for people who are taking
Yes.
jobs
Yes,
now
so-
and you want
Yes, so-
everything to be hunky dory. It might not always be.
Exactly, because she had to transit from weekly point
Yes.
to Saturday point. And I think it's about 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7. 7 on this side, 7
So
on this side.
Perfect.
So, okay, so yeah, we've come to the end.
See
of
why I'm
the
critical about RCB at 7.
show.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so our series is the show, is the company that brings you Mind Your Character. So our series stands for Fresh Royal Character and Values Limited. And you know, Mind Your Character, MYS like we call it.
Yeah.
So that is what we do here every Friday. And this show has been brought to you with partnership of Red Eye Studio.
Red Eye!
Yeah, shout out to Red Eye.
Red
Shout out
Eye.
to the people at the back end. So Red Eye is into amazing media services from photography. They just finished a free session for the layer.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm sure they have another I know.
Yes, there's always an offer.
Yeah. And if you want to learn, like Dorcas will say pilot.
Yeah, I thought you were not going to. Thank you.
Drone pilot.
So yeah.
Plane that you can't enter inside by yourself.
But you are flying.
You're staying in one place at this point.
The safest to fly.
Okay, so yeah, so if you have a outdoor event, you need lighting. I'm sure you can see our faces clearly. So they have HD cameras that pick up from the 4K to all the amazing features on your faces. So they do media coverage, they do live recording, they do sound engineering. So just reach out to them today on their
Full
phone.
package, one-stop shop.
Yes, sir. So they are off Akon Road on Adulti Street.
Yeah.
So just reach out to them on their phone number, which is 090 6969 6248. 090 6969 6248. And for me, I guess that's all. So yeah, sorry, NCPS is coming up. National Character Parenting Summit. It's CSR. That's our give back to the community, give back to society. So it's an initiative of this lovely woman here, this radiantly looking woman.
Thank
So
you.
it kicked off.
Thank you.
It kicked off on our 40th birthday, which was 2015.
Yeah.
And this is 2022.
8th edition.
Yeah. And they told you that Pertinent Place, 1 Tinola Close, Animal Shower, no stop, off our home on Road.
Lagos.
And it's coming up on 27th of August.
From allowed.
Yeah, it's going to be very loud. Very loud.
Yes, so in case you want to be a sponsor for the event, you can always reach out.
Or you want to volunteer
Yes.
to serve on that day.
Yes. And you want to come and learn about parenting, basically. So we are looking at
Specifically
Gen X.
Character parenting.
Exactly. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. So before the ladies in glasses came in, so we are focusing on character parenting.
Don't worry, now you the race today. Right on. Right on, no
I'm
worry.
trying not to laugh. I don't want to start coughing. Okay. So for advert placement or inquiries about RCB, you can reach us on 0810 612 0819. 0810 612 0819. And we're on social media. You can reach us on YouTube, which you are watching us directly on, which is Mind Your Character. So ensure you click the notification button, click the bell sign. So we go live every 12 noon on Fridays. So just in case you are caught up doing other things, you just get notified once we are going live. And you can reach us on Instagram, which is RCB Character, and on Facebook, which is RCB Character Development. Okay, so that will be all from me.
Good job. You threw the shade. I'm going to let it slide.
I am the witness.
I'm going to let it slide.
Physical witness.
Who will you support before?
Physical witness.
The physical witness.
I'm just not sitting in the middle.
Okay.
Physical witness.
No.
Don't worry.
I'm here to witness.
Masul. You will not know where to jump.
No, thank God we are not going to the slum.
No, don't worry. Nobody's taking you to the slum.
Okay, so that will be all from me, and from all of us, it's
Thank you. Bye
Bye
bye.
for
Be
now.
good. Keep minding your character.
Have a
Yeah,
great
so
weekend.
mind your character. Oh.
Bye.
Bye.